Good day, my name is Mr. Announcer, and it is now time for the Balcony Brotherhood to read and respond to your
You've got
email.
We're mass communicating.
Dropping the guys a quick note is the best way to interact with the show, and you can do so by sending all your emails to balconybrotherhood@gmail.com. While Confucius may be misquoted here, the quote is still valuable advice. The man who asks a stupid question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask a stupid question is a fool for life. Gentlemen, it is time to read your emails.
Here we are kicking off the Balcony Brotherhood email show for March 2nd, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Tanner Blackart, and riding shotgun with me is the legend himself, Mr. Paul Drake. Part-time philosopher, cosmic genius, and the man who can single-handedly turn our inbox into a treasure trove of pure gold. To be truthful, this guy's wit could outshine the sun, and his charm can also tame a tornado. So get ready, because he's here to elevate our balcony vibes to stratospheric heights.
number 1.
Dear Balcony Brotherhood, I just wanted to take a moment and say how much I enjoyed the Balcony Brotherhood live at Alchemy Lounge and Cigar in Knoxville. The energy, the conversation, and the camaraderie were top-notch, and it was a pleasure to experience it in person. Your discussion with Mr. Phillips really resonated with me, and I appreciated the thoughtful insights and humor you both brought to the table. It's refreshing to hear real conversations that challenge perspectives while keeping things engaging. Looking forward to more episodes and hopefully another live event in the future. Keep up the great work. Signed, Tim in Knoxville. Well, Tim, thanks for the email. We appreciate you joining us in Knoxville and the show. You are truly correct in your statements about our talk with Dan Phillips and his friend Mr. Robert during the show were truly insightful and very engaging. Mr. Blackart, what would you like to add?
I had an absolute blast there. I listened to the rebroadcast and could really tell how much fun we were having. I look forward to our next trip to the Alchemy, and I'm hoping that arrangements for our next stop will come together sooner rather than later. I'm going to have to put Mr. Big Voice or Miss Producer on that, because even as a man of a certain age, I still believe that the Great American Road Trip is in my blood. And by the way, when we do go back to the Alchemy, maybe we ought to consider a session with Mr. Robert, maybe even live on the air. What do you think? Yeah, I like that.
Number 2.
And this email reads, Dear Balcony Brotherhood Podcast, I appreciate the Balcony Brotherhood and the discussions that you have. As a 51-year-old man, one of my favorite ways to unwind in my free time is by playing video games. It's something I've enjoyed for years, and it's still a great way to relax, challenge myself, and even connect with others. I'd love to hear your take on the role of video games in men's lives, especially as we get older. Do you guys play? Have your views on gaming changed over the years? Keep up the great work with the podcast. I look forward to every episode. And this one's signed Simon in Missouri. Simon, thanks for the email. We really appreciate it. You know, as a Gen Xer, I still play video games every once in a while, as I prefer sports games like the ever-popular Madden and NHL hockey. That's opposed to shooter games like Call of Duty and Fortnite. Mr. Blackheart, what are your feelings on video games as an adult?
I played Day of Defeat back about 19 years ago and was even part of a gaming clan based in Canada. It was a cool group, and that's really how I started my online radio stations out of my basement. Truth be told, I was iHeart before there was iHeart, but we can talk about that later. I stopped gaming when World of Warcraft came out, and then I briefly picked it up again in 2012, but ultimately, I don't make the time to game. There are too many buttons and combinations, and quite frankly, fast twitch muscles make it a big deal too. However, about 2 months ago, my 13-year-old asked me to play Madden with him. And just like you, Mr. Drake, I too played the early days of Madden. My son thought that I was going to be fodder for him to whip up on. And let's just say it at halftime, the beatdown score was 48-6. I will not tell you what the final score was, just to keep my son's honor intact. He did look at me in shock and asked, "How do you know how to play this game?" He didn't realize that I still have my old skills that translate to the modern game today. And after about an hour after I finished whipping his ass, I heard him tell his friends online, Guys, my dad has crazy skills with this game. Like, he's been playing since the first Madden came out. And I'm not going to lie, it felt pretty good that my kid was bragging on me.
Number 3.
Dear Balcony Brotherhood Podcast, I caught the live episode in Knoxville from Alchemy Cigar and Lounge and was excited to hear that the topic would be hobbies. As we get older and responsibilities pile up, it's easy to let personal interest take a back seat. But having a hobby, whether it's something like woodworking, something competitive like gaming or sports, or even something more laid back like collecting cigars, it's a great way to stay engaged, relieve stress, and build camaraderie. Is this a topic you're going to dive into more in a future episode? Signed, Baxter in Washington Courthouse, Ohio. We are so glad that you heard the live episode in Knoxville, Baxter. And yes, that we are planning on doing something in the future about hobbies. Please be on the lookout for that show. Mr. Blackheart, do you have anything to add about hobbies?
I think that hobbies are important for men. The only problem we have as men of a certain age is that our hobbies are no longer plastic models with glue and paint or bubblegum cards. Our hobbies are expensive. Me personally, cigars, owning 3 classic cars, and even this podcast, all super expensive. And since it's tax season, if there was a deduction for hobbies, I would never pay taxes, period.
Number 4.
This email reads, Dear BBP, I like the cigar talk and was wondering if you could do deeper dives into each stick that you're smoking during the show. And I appreciate the breakdowns of different coffees and was wondering if you could expand on those coffees and the beans, the farms, the roasters, and origins from different continents. Perhaps venturing into other areas like tea or non-alcoholic brews and calorie-conscious sodas. This is signed Warren in Mackinac Island, Michigan. Well, Warren, we enjoy telling folks about the cigars we partake in during the show in hopes that it offers something new for people to try. We try to elaborate about the particular cigar we have in hand, and we'll try to elevate our experiences by incorporating the teas, the sodas, and even non-alcoholic brew. Thanks for the suggestions. Mr. Blackheart, what are your feelings?
I don't have a problem with expanding on any of that information on our big show for Warren and others, but coffee info is your jam, Mr. Paul. So for all of the Michiganders listening, like and subscribe to this show so that you don't miss out when the Balcony Brotherhood launches Brew and Fizz Buzz, 5-minute sips with Mr. Paul Drake and Mrs. Dr. Drake, because I know she likes her tea as well.
Number 5.
And this email reads, Dear Balcony Brotherhood, I recently came across the podcast and heard your episode on whether a college education is necessary for success. This topic really resonates with me as I've built a successful career without a degree and I wanted to share my perspective. For me, success came through hands-on experience, self-education, and leveraging connections. While college offers structure and valuable networking, it's not the only path. Industries like tech, sales, entrepreneurship, and skilled trades offer opportunities for those willing to learn, hustle, and take risks. I've personally found that problem solving, adaptability, and a strong work ethic have been far more valuable than a diploma. I'd love to hear your take on this, and if there's a way to contribute my stories or insights, I'd be happy to do so. Regardless, I'm looking forward to the discussion. Signed, Tom in Providence, Rhode Island. Well, Tom, we totally agree that not all professions require the traditional 4-year degree to be successful. But as we also said, success has to be determined by the individual. What do you have to add, Mr. Blackheart?
I like that we've generated somewhat of a buzz about college. This is the second email, I think. Yeah, I think this is the second email on this topic. And you're right, Mr. Drake. Success is in the success, easy for me to say, success is in the eye of the beholder. Plain and simple. If you have that desire in your heart, gut, or soul to get that degree, you have to quench it somehow. Go to community college. Find free classes online for adult education. I mean, even though I have my degree already, I'm considering on taking the free Constitution class offered by Hillsdale College. It's been too long, and frankly, I think that it's one of the dividing factors of left versus right. We've taken civics out of the school curriculum, and the kids today, they just don't have that background anymore. Either way, if you're happy with your knowledge, good for you. Degree or not, if you want more knowledge, go for it. I think the author Tom Clancy said it best. Quote, life is about learning. When you stop learning, you die.
Happy birthday!
And it's time now for your celebrity birthday breakdown. Let's see who's getting a little bit older in Hollywood this week. Going to start off with Do the Right Thing actor John Turturro. He turned 68 years old. Country music star Jason Aldean. He turned 48. Actress Mercedes Ruehl. She turned 77. Actress Rae Dawn Chong is 64 years old. Dead Poets Society actor Robert Sean Leonard, he is 56. Dazed and Confused actor Rory Cochrane, he turned 53. And finally, a little closer to home, actor and aspiring musician Oliver Blackart. He turned 13 years old this week. Happy birthday, buddy. For Tanner Blackart, I'm Paul Drake. The balcony is now closed.
Thank you for downloading the Balcony Brotherhood podcast. The information shared by your hosts is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. Opinions expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of affiliates or any platform on which you get your pods. We encourage you to do your own research or consult with a qualified professional regarding any of the topics discussed on the show. While the gentlemen strive for accuracy, we cannot guarantee all information shared is current or complete. Remember, this podcast is meant to spark conversation and share ideas. Stay curious and always ask questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you do not miss an episode. Until next time, my name is Mr. Announcer, encouraging you to be the best person that you can be. Cheerio and Hakuna Matata.
It's time to embark on a journey of enlightenment with the founder of Turning Leaf Solutions, Mr. Will Becker. With a passion for personal growth and empowerment, Mr. Becker has dedicated his life to helping individuals navigate the complexities of self-improvement. His 2-minute book review, while brief, is meant to inspire, motivate, and empower you with a tool to unlock your fullest potential.
Thanks for joining us here on the balcony for my bi-weekly book review. Les Giblin's How to Have Confidence and Power in Dealing with People is a timeless gem for anyone looking to boost their interpersonal skills. First published in 1956, this book dives into the psychology of human interaction with a straightforward, practical approach. Giblin, a seasoned salesman and people skills expert, distills his wisdom into bite-sized lessons that are easy to grasp and apply. The core idea? Confidence and influence come not from domineering others, but from understanding and valuing them. The book is structured around key principles, like making people feel important, listening actively, and mastering the art of agreement before gently persuading. Giblin emphasizes that genuine interest in others is the foundation of likability. He uses relatable anecdotes and no-nonsense advice, avoiding fluff or jargon. Chapters like how to get people to cooperate with you and how to win others to your way of thinking feel like a friendly mentor guiding you through social situations. What I loved most is how it helped me personally. I used to avoid talking to people because I didn't know what to say. Giblin's tip to focus on the other person, ask questions, let them talk, took the pressure off me. I tried it, and at first I felt awkward. As I continued to practice the tips he teaches, the easier it got to speak with other people. They lit up, and I felt at ease. The conversation flowed naturally. His advice to smile genuinely and avoid criticism also shifted my mindset. I stopped worrying about being judged and started connecting. It's a great book, and it's a toolbox, not a textbook. At about 200 pages, it's a quick read that delivers real-world value fast. For me, it's been a game changer in feeling comfortable with strangers. If you're shy or want to level up your people skills, Giblin's insights are a solid starting point. And remember, books are the ultimate cheat code to life.
Welcome to the fraternity, a space where authenticity reigns and truth thrives. Discover unique perspectives, share uplifting stories, and embrace the camaraderie of two friends on a mission to inspire and uplift. It's the Balcony Brotherhood.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.